Hi everyone, my name is Martin Linksfeld and I am Master Chef in Foggy Kitchen.com. A few months back, I have shown you how to enable compute autoscaling in OCI. At that time, autoscaling was based only on thresholds, commonly called metric-based autoscaling. Precisely speaking, it means that after crossing some defined level of CPU or memory utilization, you could expect to observe automatic provisioning of compute instances defined in your instance pool. This was a way to manage the scale-out process. When the CPU load was smaller or memory has been freed, a number of the machines should drop down to the expected level, scale in. Recently, compute autoscaling has been enriched with a schedule-based scenario. It means autoscaling events take place at the specific time that you schedule. It could be a very busy end of the year where your standard compute power is just not enough and you need to prepare some bigger scale setup. Also, it can be in any other circumstances that can be predicted, and you can define time-based scale-out and scale-in policies for your autoscaling capability of the instance pool. Okay, let me show you all of that in practice, as always with the usage of Terraform. Okay, this is my Terraform OCI autoscale clone of the repo, which is available on GitHub. Uh, I have built this repo a few months back for threshold-based um, autoscaling, but before showing you the latest features, I'll just try to make a review for previous code, right? So first of all, we are building web server, and for this web server, we are building something which is called instance configuration, some sort of a template which can be then used for the instance pool, right? Instance pool will create initially two instance pool members, right? On top of that, members, VMs, you can put the load balancer, right? And this particular pool will use the instance configuration, right? So all of the attributes, elements of this initial web server, which I have built, will be propagated to instance pool member. At that point, the instance pool is somehow static, but you can introduce something which is called autoscaling configuration, right? And in our case, in a previous configuration, we were using threshold-based autoscaling. What does it mean in practice for this particular pool? It means we are building some policies, and inside this policy, we are defining the capacity attributes. Initially, we'll have two members. Maximum, it will be 4 members, and minimum, it will be 2 members, right? And the policy by design is a threshold, right? Threshold based, and we have two rules defined, right? One for scale out, right? So if we have CPU utilization greater than 80%, we will change the number of pool members by 1, right? And then we have a rule for scale in, right? If the CPU utilization will fall down to 20%, right, or less, the change count will be -1, which means 1 member will be removed, right? And this is threshold-based autoscaling configuration. And this is not new, and I have recorded video about it. But now we will hash it, and I will go to brand new, which is called schedule-based configuration, right? What we have here, again, we are referencing the instance pool, and we have two policies, right? And policy type is scheduled, right? It's named scheduled, not threshold, right? And what do we have here? We have two policies, one for scale out and another one for scale in, right? And we have execution schedule here, which is defined by three attributes: expression, time zone, and type. Forget about cron at the moment, UTC, universal time, and we have this expression. And we have seconds, minutes, and hours, then day, month, and the year. So we are defining the moment in time where this policy should start, right? Should be, utilized by OCI. And what will happen in case of this policy? Initially, we are telling we need to have four pool team members, and you need to do everything to reach this point. We cannot cross maximum, minimum 2, but our idea is to have 4 members. And there is another policy which should be started in another moment in time, and for this purpose we have again capacity section, and we are defining 2 as an initial, max, and min value, right? So it can be a let's say starting policy for scale out, and this will be finishing policy, right, for scale in. And this is everything what has changed in the code, and now I will show it in practice. Okay, now I am in my cloud console, right? Here is my cloud shell with the clone of Terraform OCI Outscale repository. I have prepared everything, which means now I can run Terraform apply and see what Terraform is planning to build here, right? Load balancer, okay. Backend set. Let me scroll up a little bit, and I believe I will find proper component which is important for this video, right? So here we have instance pool, and here we have instance configuration. Here we have initial web server, and basin server as well, some DHCP options, and here we have our auto-scaling schedule-based configuration, right? And all what we have shown in our editor is now in a plan of Terraform, right? So let me run Terraform apply, and we will see the outcome after a minute. So let me pause this video. Okay, the automation has finished. Terraform has finished. I think, everything is in place. 21 resources added. Now we have Bastion and web server, which was a template for 2 instance pool members, which has been created as a bare minimum. Let me go directly to the instance pool. Target instance count is 2, and for this instance pool we have also auto configuration, which can be seen here. So we cannot change it at the moment, but we can see it, right? So this is an auto scaling configuration, and we have now 2 policies, right? One to set the target pool size to 4, and another one to set target pool size to 2. So this is a scale out, and this one is a scale in, right? And both of them are schedule based. And when it will happen, we can see it exactly in a summary. We are expecting to have the scale out event at 11:30 a.m. 29th of month, only September, only 2020 UTC time. What time do we have right now? Hold on. Okay, so we have something about 6 minutes before scale out will start, and then after 10 minutes at 11:50, right, 10 so we can expect to have scaling event, right? So let's pause for a moment uh, and wait 6 minutes to see the outcome, right? And before I will return back to compute to see uh, you know the event. Let me pause for a moment. Okay, looks like we are approaching. And what is happening now? Let me see. Yeah. It should start. The question is, what was different? But let me go to instance pool. Oh, it has started scaling, right? Let me see what's going on here in an instance pool, right? And we can go directly to work requests, and create instance in a pool has started. And exactly what we have? Yeah, it looks like OCI is launching 2 instances within an instance pool, so we can easily return back to compute, right, to see what is really going on here. Yeah, yet another 2 instances during the provisioning, right? And it means the scale out policy has been scheduled and now executed. Let me pause and wait until instances will be up and running. Okay, so instances are, this additional 2 are running in a running state. Let me check the instance pool. Target instance count is 4. And just to make you aware again, we have this scale in policy, which is again schedule based, and we are expecting to have the change within next 5 minutes, right? So let me pause here and wait a few minutes, and you will see the scale in operation, hopefully. Okay, looks like we are approaching the proper moment in time. Within next few seconds, we should expect to have some event here. Yeah, I will move directly to the instance pool. And again, we have a scaling operation, right? And now the target instance count expected is to have only 2 instances instead of 4, right? So scale in. Let me go directly inside the instance pool, and I'll go to work request. And as you can see, we have terminate instance in a pool operation, which is partially completed. Let me go downstairs a little bit and see what we have. Leading load balancer backends for instances, and then terminating 2 instances from the instance pool, right? So let me see how it looks like from instance perspective. So they are still running, but I expect within few seconds we should expect the change of the state, right? Before instances will be, let's say, terminated, we will have also this operation of detachment from the load balancer, which was on the top, right? So let me check it again, and I will go directly to work requests, and yeah, the The attached load balancer process is still in the middle, and termination of the instances in the pool still 22%. Um, yeah, so yeah, we should be patient, right? And yeah, and I will go to the compute to see if we have any change. No, still green. Um, yeah, let me check the date just. Yeah, so 2 minutes. So yeah, we need to be patient. I'll check it once again. It's progressing, which is good. Maybe not so fast, right? But yeah, we need to be patient here. So let me pause it for a sec and return back when this two work requests will be finished. Okay. As you can see, the attach from load balancer has been finished 100%. So now we have the termination of the instances in the pool, and yeah, and looks like we can check now the compute. And in a compute, we can see that 2 instances has started the termination process, right? So within few minutes, I guess we should have terminated instances. So let me pause it for a sec, and we'll return when termination will be finished. Okay, looks like 2 instances have been terminated, um, which means the scale in operation was finished. As you can see, it has taken something about 9 minutes to do everything, which means it doesn't make any sense to create 10 minutes period of scale up and scale in operations. Probably it should be 1 hour minimum or even more, uh, because otherwise, there are a lot of time will be consumed on the provisioning and then termination. So we need to plan it in a rational way, right? But finally, ultimately, this exercise has shown that this new capability of autoscaling, which is schedule-based autoscaling, really works fine, right? And I'm happy to I'm happy that I have shown you everything what I have planned. Okay, so that is all for today, and see you soon in the future.